All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our final and last episode of our webinar series. Okay. So, for this webinar, we'll try to finish everything that we have started, try to put it all together, okay, and bring all of the things that we have learned together and show you one of the strategies that I have discovered on the position style perspective. Okay, so we discovered perspective. We've discovered already a scalping strategy, a day trading strategy, and for today we'll try to discuss a position style trading strategy. And of course, for the final saga of our webinar series, we deep dive the difference between a trading strategy and a trading system. And I'll try to give, as I said, an example of a forex trading system. Okay, take note, not a strategy, it's a trading system that makes you apply all the necessary things, every application na natutunan natin, every application of trading as a systematic approach. Okay, um, you will see everything that we have tackled so far is all about strategy pa lang. Okay, and these strategies are known as common behaviors in the market, present in forex pairs, metals, and indices. Okay, now in this webinar, we'll try to deep dive and make such trading strategies, okay, turn into a trading system. Okay, para maging systematic approach siya. Okay, for today, I will help you how to create your own trading system. Ano yung mga components na dapat meron sa isang trading system. And as I said, I'll try to give you an example, okay, of a trading system as well na ginamit ko din, which came from a YouTuber or an indirect mentor of mine when I was starting. Okay. So before anything else, shout out to Erante. Erante is an online broker committed to providing top-tier services and building lasting and trusting relationships with clients and partner. If you wish to take your trading to a personal level, erante.com. Video educational purposes only. I will not offer any buy or seminar. I'm simply please in the market, okay, or sorry, test it and test it, create a hypothesis on it, okay, try to backtest it, forward test it before applying it in the market. Okay, trading should be an art and it should be science. It's an art because it's subjective to the learner and to the one who is trading. It's a science because everything must be done in a methodological level. Create a hypothesis. If you want to test that hypothesis, if it will work with the market, you have to backtest it and forward test it. You create or if you gathered enough data for you to come up with a conclusion that it will work on the market, only then can you apply it in the market. Okay, trading should be considered art and science. Again, this video is for educational purposes only. Also, please know that trading is a very risky approach. So please trade at your own risk. Okay, do not dip both of your waters. Do not dip both of your feet to test the depth of the water. Okay, always try to manage your risk. Okay, survive before earning. Okay. Before we discuss the main formula, which I have, which is the name of the strategy that we will discuss today, okay, there's a big difference if we will talk about strategy and system. Okay? At nabanggit ko nga to kani-kanina lang. Ang strategy po is parang it's a common behavior, di ba? We're talking about technical analysis. Technical analysis is analyzing the behavior of a market using charts or price behavior, whether it be a line chart, candlestick chart, Heikin-Ashi, at madami-dami pang iba, may bar chart din. But there are repetitive actions or there are repetitive behaviors in the market or repetitive patterns in the market na laging mangyayari at laging lilitaw. Okay? And such common behaviors is known, okay, to repeat themselves over and over again. And such behaviors can be used to predict what will happen in a specific pair, anong mangyayari sa susunod, using such behavior na nangyayari. Okay. Analyzing what that behavior is, ano yung itsura ng behavior na yon, ano yung mga paulit-ulit na data ng mga behavior na yon, and so on and so forth. Okay? Hold on. Parang, okay. Analyzing kung ano yung mga behavior na yon, analyzing kung ano yung mga specific criterias ng mga behavior na yon, okay, is what you call a trading strategy. Okay? If you're analyzing only the behavior of a market, okay, at nakita mo, for example, yung moving average na 8 and 10 na tinuro ni Sir Seth, pag nagkaroon ng 2 candles, parang nangyayari, nag-uptrend. Okay, as you have observed on our previous webinars and previous examples that I've shown you. Nakita kayo ng mga ganon, those are what you call strategies. Bakit? Kasi may behavior kang nakita na parang normal or parang paulit-ulit na nangyayari. Okay? For example, divergent momentum, which we have discussed last time. Diba? If nagkakaroon ng divergence, somehow parang nagkakaroon ng reversals. Diba? If may tatlong EMA na nag-align, somehow nagde-depict siya ng trend, whether it's an uptrend or a downtrend. Okay? Those ideas and those certain behaviors that keeps on going and keeps on repeating itself over and over again are what you can consider trading strategies. Okay? The big difference between a strategy and a system is that systems are back-up research of a strategy. So may strategy na na-research na. Okay? May statistical data na. Okay? May statistical data na pwede mong gamitin for you to have a confidence. Dito na nga papasok yung pagbaback test, dito na pagpapasok yung pagpo-forward test, okay? Yung mga ilalagay mo as your risk protocols or risk management, also known as position sizings, okay? Saan yung mga potential entry levels mo, saan yung mga potential exits such as stop loss levels, saan mo ilalagay yung mga trail levels mo, and potential closing position levels. Okay, these things, as I've said, this is the big difference between a system and a strategy. A strategy is a behavior. Lang yung behavior niya na common na usually mong napapansin. And on the other hand, is a backup research, okay, na backup na siya na research na strategy. Ibig sabihin, it's a trading strategy na may build up na ng confidence, may build up na ng data, and so on and so forth. Okay? Yung buong madaming nagdi-divide or madaming nagpaparehas or pinagpaparehas nila ang strategy and trading system. Truth to the matter is, it's not. It's magkaiba. Okay? Strategy is the behavior, and to plan that behavior or to create a plan on that certain behavior, diyan na nga papasok yung trading systems. Okay? And I hope you keep that in mind. And there are certain components of a trading system, which yun nga yung iisa-isahin natin ngayon at yun yung natutunan ko sa taong to. Okay? He is famously known as Rainer Teo. Okay, one of in YouTube, ang pinapangalan niya sa sarili niya is the savior of traders. Parang ganun yung term niya sa kanya. But either way, yung isa sa mga natutunan ko sa kanya at isa sa mga paborito ko na tinuro niya sa trading public, okay? Ang isang tinuro niya sa trading public is known as the May formula. Okay? Ang May formula is actually an abbreviation. Okay? M stands for market structure, A stands for area of value, E is for entries with risk, and E is for exits with stops and trails. Yan yung parang abbreviation niya, also known as the May. At ang ginawa ko dito, nung natutunan ko yung level na to, trinay kong gumawa ng sarili kong version na parang May. Okay? Kasi yung sarili niyang version kind of looks like this. Meron siyang sariling version. Ang sariling version niya, I'm gonna hide this one, is gagamit siya ng tatlong EMA. Okay, gagamit siya ng tatlong EMA. Okay, nangyari. Tapos, ito gagawin niyang 20. Okay, ito gagawin niyang 50. At ito gagawin niyang 100. Okay, tapos mag-i-insert siya ng average true range for his entries and stop losses. Okay, mali pala, 200 pala dapat to. Ayan. Okay, ito yung usually na trading system niya. Ganyan. So, tanggalin lang muna natin itong, i-hide lang muna natin itong. Okay, so, ganyan yung main niya. Okay, gagamit siya ng tatlong exponential moving average. Tapos, saka siya gagamit ng ATR na naka 20. Tapos, simple moving average yung lagayan. So, something like that. Okay, don't worry. I'll explain even further pa. Okay? But in my case, ang ginagamit ko is yung previous na tinuro ko sa inyo, which was the momentum 28 and the moving average 8 low. Okay? And again, the strategy is combining two of the strategies that I have shown you on our previous meetings and to define a trend and to trade the trend based on support and resistances. Something like that. Okay. To give you a little more background kung ano yung May formula, ganito lang po siya kasimple. As I've said, M stands for market structure. Market structure meaning, okay, yan yung aking beloved ballpen. It will depict, okay, your trading system, a depiction if the current chart that you're looking at is an uptrend or a downtrend. Ulitin ko. For the May formula, ang number one na components daw ng isang trading system is dapat merong kang market structure. A tool, pwede yung price behavior, anything that can help you depict if such charts is an uptrend or a downtrend. Okay? Hope everybody's clear with that one. For example, ang ginagamit ni Rainer Teo is the 200 moving average. Okay? Palitan natin yung mga ngolor. Yung ngolor nitong MA20, gawin natin siyang, delete ko muna to. Okay. Hi. Ayan. So, Yung isa 20, yung isa gawin natin siyang color yellow. Ayan. Okay? Para kay Rainer Teo, ang ginagamit niya for trading the trend or for trend depiction is the 200 moving average. Okay? Or exponential moving average. Ang simple na gamit niya dyan is if the price is below the 200 moving day average, then yun lang ginagamit niya. Okay? Wait lang. Parang nade-delay ata yung aking, ayun. Okay? Ganyan. Ganyan yung itsura niya. If it's trading above, okay, the price is trading above, then it's if the price is above the 200-day moving average, it's an uptrend. If the price is trading below the 200-day moving average, okay, it's a downtrend. Simple as that. Okay, ganun yung ginagamit ni Rainer Teo for the market structure. Okay. On my case, ang ginagamit ko naman to depict an uptrend and a downtrend, okay, ang ginagamit ko to depict an uptrend and a downtrend is the one that I've taught you before, which is yung MOM20. Ito tayo. Ayun. Moving average 20. Okay? And simple lang. If the trade or if the price is above 0, it's an uptrend. If the momentum naman is below the, tago natin to. If the momentum is above, okay, it's an uptrend. If it's above 0, it's an uptrend. If the momentum is trading below 0, for me, it's a downtrend. Okay, so ganito yung depictions ko ng uptrend and a downtrend. Okay, are you with me so far? Okay, can I get a raise of hands if you're with me and you're following me so far? Ayun. All right. So, for me to depict naman, di ba? So, meron na tayong structure. Okay? Meron na tayong tinatawag na market structure. Okay. Again, as I've said, I think it was in the first webinar. Sinabi ko doon, if you're trading, okay, if we're trading an uptrend, it's a good practice that we have to look for support levels because that is where demand will come in. Meaning, the trend is your friend. And being a position trader, okay, or a position style trader, okay, who waits for at least every 4 hours, because in this case, as a position style trader, before I'm using the 4-hour candles or the 4-hour charts. Okay, as there was a time when I was so busy with my work, I cannot even check the charts every hour. Therefore, I have to switch to a higher time frame. Kailangan ko mag-switch ng mas mataas na time frame na hindi ako masyadong nade-demand na tumingin sa merkado. The position style trading is the best style in trading when it comes to people na masyadong demanding ang trabaho. Okay, meaning they don't have the time to check the markets every hour, every minute. Okay? Kaya nga, best for this trading strategy is to use it, okay, at a 4-hour time frame, because it will give you a lot of waiting time which you can use for your work or your school, okay, at madami-dami pang productive things that you can do while waiting for the market to do its thing. Okay, and as I've said in the first webinar, if you are trading a position style trading similar to swing trading, in here the trend is your friend, tropa mo. Okay, ang trend. For an uptrend, okay, it's a good practice that we look for support areas for potential demand. Okay? And for downtrend, it's a good practice that we look for resistant areas for supply. Okay? For potential resisting of prices or for potential demand, hence a bounce of prices. Okay? Again, key thing here is that you should have the motto known as trend is your friend. In the case of Rainer Teo, the use of his 200-day moving average as a trend, ang ginagamit niya for support and resistances is a confluence of the 20 and 50 moving average, confluence with areas of support and resistances that is subjectively drawn. Dapat yung trader yung nagdo-draw. For example, hanap ko na magandang example. For example, ito. Ayan. Example, in this 7. Okay, so you can see in here, saan ba dapat? Ito. Ayan. So you can see in here, ayan. Okay. Ganito yung ginagawa ni Sir Rainer Teo. Naghahanap siya ng an area. So again, this is a downtrend. Ayan, naka-downtrend yan. Tapos meron siyang resistance or previous support turn resistance over here with a confluence of the two moving average acting as resistance as well. Okay? Again, it's on a downtrend at nag-aantay siya ng two moving average with a confluence of a resistance. Ganyan, if he is trading the downtrend. If he is trading for the uptrend, let me look for a good trade of the uptrend. Something like this. Ayan. So it's about here, around here. Okay, something like this. Okay, ayan. Kung kita nyo, it's like this. A previous resistance, okay, previous resistance turned support. Okay, parang ganyan. Previous resistance turned support with a confluence of a 20 EMA moving average confluence. Okay. On my case, ang ginamit ko naman is a momentum, okay? Momentum that is above the moving average, such as this one. And of course, using the MAD or using the MAC, which we have discussed in the first webinar, okay? Using the exponential moving average or anything inside the two moving averages as support. Okay? If it is trading, as I've said kanina, if the momentum is above 0, it's an uptrend. If it's below 0, it's a downtrend. Since meron na akong trend, which is an uptrend, ang gagamitin ko na support and resistance level is the entire area. Okay, asan yung aking mahiwagang brush? Okay, the entire area of the moving average or anything inside the moving average, since this is an uptrend, this will be considered as support. Anything inside, di ko inaantay yung blue line, di ko inaantay yung red line, yung 8 EMA or 10 EMA. Anything inside or touching the moving averages or trades or movements inside the entire exponential or anything inside is a demand area or a support level. Okay? Ganon. Okay? So again, if it's on an uptrend, I wait for the momentum to go above And then everything inside of the moving averages, including the lines, will be my support area. In the case of a downtrend, okay, I'm gonna look at such as this one. You can see here, the price already traded below or moving below, okay, it's below the momentum indicator or below zero, I should say. What I will be waiting for is a retracement or anything trading inside the moving average, because this entire area now serves as my supply area or a demand, or sorry, a supply area for a potential burst of supply, or also known as a resistance area. Okay, I hope you're still with me. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below on the questions portion of this um, webinar. Okay, but again, for the May to work, again, we have a market structure where we depict or an indicator or price. Okay, if you're using one, if you're trying to create one as well, no, for a market structure, you must have an uptrend or downtrend tool, okay, or anything that can be used to depict the market as an uptrend or downtrend. Okay. The next one is A, which is the area of value, which is an area that you can specifically use, okay? An area na pwede mong hanapin as your support and resistance. And the key idea here is trading with the trend. As we have learned, the trend is your friend in a position trading style. Okay, so simple like that. Now, the next key component of the Maze formula is also known, okay, as entries with risk. Okay, entries with risk. Okay. In the entries with risk, nandito na po yung tinatawag natin na specific entry levels. Specific criterias of your entry, and of course, your risk management, okay, or position sizing. Okay, there are a lot of tools out there for position sizing or for proper risk management. Okay, if you are also with, if you're also using Errante, there's, and you're linking it with your TradingView account, there's an automated risk management tool there. Okay, and it parang if you modify the lots that you are using, it will automatically compute how much you are losing if you're buying X amount of lots, something like that. Okay, may ganon. Meron din yung mga websites that you can check with yourself na that you can be used for risk management. The key thing that you should keep in mind if you are trading, you should not be risking above 1% each and every trade. Lalo na if you are a beginner or an intermediate trader. If you don't have any backtested data, forward tested data, and you're just applying a trading system right there in the market right away, you should not go risk as far or as betting the whole cow or nag-all in ka. Hindi dapat po ganon. As much as possible, for you to become or for you to survive the market, you must risk at least a percentage, 1%, or better yet, even lower. If you are trying to learn the market, if you are trying to learn the behavior of the market or the currency that you are trading, if you are trying to learn pa lang everything, do not go as high as 1%. Okay? Dapat yun na yung maximum nyo. Okay? For beginners, I suggest around 0.25. For intermediate, siguro the best that you can go is 0.50, depending on how well are you learning with your how well are you learning with your or how well are you familiarized or how well mo minaster ang iyong trading system. But if you don't have any of the capabilities, do not go above 1% per trade. Okay? It should be, the point there is you should survive for you to keep on learning so that once you have learned enough, you can go riskier. By then, you already know what's best for you, what's best for your trading system, which will come out through your journaling, which will come out through your forward testing, which will come out through your back testing. But the key thing that I'm saying is you shouldn't go above 1% and focus muna on the skills that you're trying to build. Until then, pag okay ka na, then you can go and risk here. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. If you understand, can I get a raise of hand from the participants? All right. Okay. Yung entries with risk, nandiyan din yung sinasabi nila na specific entry level. Specific meaning there should be a certain element, okay? May certain dapat na pattern or behavior that depicts that, okay, this is confirming that the area of value is indeed a support area and or a resistant area. Okay? Ang ginagamit dati ni Rainer Teo is candlestick patterns such as shooting star candles, bullish hammers, bullish engulfing, something like that. Okay? Anything that confirms that your support area and or a resistance area is indeed a demand and supply area. Okay? It should confirm. Hence, yung sinasabi ko dito na specific entry levels or criteria. Okay? If you're trying to create a trading system, dapat meron kang ganito. Why? Because number one, ito yung maghahanap for you to, ito yung magko-confirm, again, as I've said, confirm a support and resistance. At ito din yung magsiset sa'yo or magsiset for your trading system for your risk management tools. Okay? Ito yung magde-depict, ito yung kung saan mo kukunin ang entry levels mo, ang stop loss levels mo, ang closing areas of your position mo. Okay? Nandiyan lalabas, nandiyan sorry for that one. I think I was disconnected. Can you hear me now? Can I get a hands raise if you can hear me? Can I get a hands raise if you can hear me? Can you hear me now? Sorry, I apologize for that one. All right. So as I've said, it should be specific and it should have at least a certain criteria. Okay? A certain criteria para malagay mo kung saan mo or ma-depict mo kung saan mo ilalagay ang iyong exits, entries, and specific entry, specific exit, levels. Okay? Take note, levels. Okay? In my case, ang ginamit ko dati, okay, for my trading system, I'll try to share the screen again. Okay? Ang ginamit ko dati is, as I've said, wait for the momentum to trade above zero. Okay? Specifically in this candle. Saan ba? Ito, tong candle na to. Okay? Wait for a retracement such as this one. Okay? Nag-retrace siya inside. Okay? For my entries, okay, or for my specific entries, is a trade or a candle that trades above or outside the moving averages, which is dapat in in accordance or in correlation to the trend. Siyempre, if you're on an uptrend, ang inaantay ko is a closing price above the moving average. Okay? After it closes inside, ang point here is dapat nag-close inside ng moving averages and then nagwo-wait ako ng closing outside. Okay, on the next candle or the next 4-hour candle. The key idea here is that it entered on a support area and it created demand, hence a bounce of price. Such bounce will confirm that the trend is my friend, and I can now wait for a demand to burst and again go about with my trade. Usually, what I do in my entries is at the closing price, okay, of the candle that closed, or wait as the price goes lower with the closing price, okay, something like this. Okay, I can wait for the candle to close or hit my potential position in here, or wait for a for the price to go below the closing price dito. Siguro if magkaroon siya ng wick, ganon, pwede, ang ginagawa ko dyan is dyan ako nag-enter, something like that. Or dyan ako gumagawa ng potential na entry or specific entry. Again, you can use candlestick patterns. You can use candlestick patterns and whatnot. Okay, you can use the bullish hammers, bullish engulfings. Feel free to let your imaginations run wild. But the point that I'm making here is it should be specific. In my case, that's pretty much it. I wait for the candles to close below or inside the moving average, and then wait again for the price to close above of the moving average in accordance with the trend. Okay, if it's on an uptrend, of course, a close above. For a downtrend, a close below. Okay, so hanap ako ng downtrend na trade, something like this. Okay, so nag-go below siya ng moving average or nag-go below siya ng momentum sa candle na to. Okay, dito na part. Parang kung mapapansin nyo, below zero na siya dito na part. Dito. Okay? So again, nagtitrade na siya below and nagwe-wait ako dito ng candle closing inside. So again, this is a short. Okay? Momentum is trading on the short. Okay, our momentum is trading, on the downtrend phase. So what I'm waiting for, as I've said a while ago, is a specific entry criteria, which is, as I've said kanina, a candle closing inside the moving average and a candle rejecting the price on the resistance and creating, okay, a close below, hence this level. And as I've said a while ago, what I'm doing before is entering at the close of the candle. Since I presume that such supply will occur and again reject the prices even further downwards. The point here is there should be a specific entry level. That's the key idea here. Okay? It's a strategy or it's not a trading system and it will just be a strategy if what you're doing is if it enters already inside, you keep creating assumptions that it will go down lower. Again, there should be a signal or there should be a sign that such support and resistance is a confirmation. Okay, hence the entries with specific criteria. The point there is that dapat meron siyang signal, meron siyang sign, okay, that it is indeed a rejection and it is indeed a bounce, okay, or an area of value. Okay, so ganun yung ginagawa ko. I wait for it to reject, for it to bounce with a confirmation of closing above or below in accordance or in correlation with the trend. Now, the last one or the last point of the May formula is also known as exits with stops and rails. Now, the point of having stops is to confirm that most of the time or sometimes the trend will not be your friend or your trade will not be in accordance with what your bias is. Okay? The point of trading, which the point in trading, sorry, the point in trading is that you must not trade to be right. Okay? Hindi ka dapat nagtitrade para maging tama. Because first and foremost, nobody can predict the market. What will it do in the next second? What will it do in the next minute? Nobody can predict what will happen next. If lahat tayo alam kung ano yung mangyayari sa susunod, everybody na nandito sa webinar na to or even traders out there is already billionaires by now. But that's not how the market works. There will come a time when we will be wrong and there will come a time when we will be right. Hence, there should be a point in your trading journey or in your trading capabilities that if you are deemed by the market that we are wrong, we should know when to cut our losses. And if it's saying, and if the market is saying that we are right on a particular trade, we should know, okay, when to wait and hold to our winners. In simple terms, the key to trading or making it in this venture of ours in trading is to be lesser when we are wrong and higher when we are right. We should be lesser when we are wrong and bigger if we are right. Okay? I hope you understand what I'm saying here. The key here is to have a good risk to reward ratio. If you will be wrong most of the time, at least binabawi dapat yan ng potential na winners mo. Dapat mas malaki hindi naman palagi, dapat mas malaki ang kinikita mo kumpara sa mga natatalo mo. If for example naman, pantay ang napapanalo mo at pantay ang natatalo mo, at least dapat mas mataas ang win rate mo. Are you following me? Can I get a raise of hand if you are following me so far? Anyone? Are you following me so far? Okay. You should be bigger when you're right than when you are wrong. Okay. You should be bigger when you're right than when you are wrong. And there will come a time na nasasabi ni market, okay, mukhang mali itong pupuntahan mo, mali yung trade mo. There should be a point in your trading system wherein a stop loss or a stop level should occur. There should be a point there na dapat kapag nandun ka na level at nandun na yung presyo sa level na yon, cut your losses because it's telling you, okay, we're wrong with this bias. It will help you protect your psychology. It will help you keep your mind in a state of sanity, okay, being normal, being okay with the loss, something like that. Or in other case, being safe with the money that you have. Okay, there are a lot of traders out there who kahit nasa stop loss level na, hindi pa rin nagka-cut. It's because of pride, because of afraid of losing money, which we will discuss further in future webinars, okay, which is in terms of trading psychology. But the point that I'm making here is that your trading system must have the capabilities, okay, to know, or an area na dapat sinasabi niya na, okay, in this area, I think we are wrong. We have to get out or close our positions. There should be an area, on the other hand, there should be an area as well that will tell us that, okay, I think we're good. Okay, I think we're good with this particular trade. I think the positions that we're currently holding are already enough, okay, or have already given the necessary return that it should provide us. Dapat may ganun ka na level din to indicate or to put in your trading strategy. Okay. Now, to give you an example, a good rule of thumb for a position trader is 1:4. Meaning, if you're risking $10, the potential return is 40. Okay? In my case, what I usually do, let's go back to the charts. What I usually do is go back to the long a while ago. Okay. In here. What I usually do is to put the area where I think I'm wrong below the low of the candle that went inside the moving average. So in this case, the low of this candle, and whatever the moving average or the lowest moving average in this candle, which in here is 1.24298, 298, something like this, okay, will be the area where I presume I will be wrong. Again, the area where I will consider that my trade will be wrong is the area wherein the candle entered the moving average, a candle that entered the moving average, and whichever is the lowest moving average of that candle will be that area where I think I will be wrong with a particular trade. So in this case, you can see here, look at the blue line over here, or the blue value, 1.24298, which is this level over here. Okay? And what I normally do is multiply the pips into 4. So if we multiply 86.2 pips times 4, you will get 344.8, which will give me a risk reward of 1:4. Okay, let's see what will happen to the trade. Okay, something like that. So in this level, if it goes below the red line or the red area, I will deem that my position is in the wrong position, or my bias will be wrong. Hence, I need to be safe, or I need to close my position if it reaches there. On the other hand, if it reaches anything above of the green area, I will consider that my position will already be good enough for me and consider myself trailing or closing the position as is. Okay, there should be a point in your trading system where you have to say, okay, it's enough. Whether it be a potential loss or a potential return. Okay, there should be a point of the trading strategy where you should say, okay, I think this is good enough for me. Okay, let's take another example with the short I was talking about a while ago, which is in here. In here, there you go. So as I've said, in here, the entry should be at the close, okay, where we expect a surge of demand or supply in this case. And then the stop loss, or the area wherein we think we will be wrong, is the highest this time, since this is on a short, the highest moving average, which is, you can see here, 1.23375. I'm just gonna input it, 23375. Okay, and multiply this one into 4. So 2, 3, or 4. There. So that should be the look of the trade. So as you can see here, we lost. Okay, or the trading bias was wrong. Therefore, the trade should be out when the time that it's saying, okay, I think we're wrong with this specific trade. It's time to wait for the market again, and let us wait for a specific entry again. So the point of doing a trading system is to do the same thing over and over again. The point here is being systematic. You have to be systematic on what you are doing. Paulit-ulit mo kasi ang gagawin. Okay? Hence, dapat pamilyado ka, or dapat familiar ka, okay, sa trading system na gagawin mo. In this case, if you want to use my formula, I suggest you try back testing it, try forward testing it. And if you got already the specific data that you can use to apply in the market for you to have the confidence in applying the market, then be my guest. But if you're just doing this after, or using this, or you will try to use this after the webinar without proper application, then that, my friends, is what you call gambling. Okay? It's similar to what we call gambling. You should treat trading as a business. Learn something from it, create a proper feasibility on it. Okay, and once you have the specific data in trading the markets, or in trading such trading systems, let's say you already have the market structure, you already have an area of value to help you depict the uptrend, the downtrends, the support and resistances, create rules that you can use for specific entries, create rules that you can use for specific risk management, create rules that you can use for specific stop loss levels, where you will be deemed wrong, where you will be deemed right, where you will be deemed safe by the market. Okay, test the trading system that you think will work, hence the hypothesis that I've said, and then apply it in the market. Okay, do not, okay, parang maganda to, gamitin ko kaagad-agad. My friends, I'm telling you, that's just pure gambling. Create a hypothesis, test, and then apply. Okay? I hope you enjoyed our mini webinar series. Do you have any questions for me before we end the webinar? Okay. I hope you enjoyed this mini webinar series of ours. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on Erante, okay? Or yeah, some of the people here already know me as well, so you can PM me as well if you have any questions. There will be another webinar series, so madami po akong naka-ready na webinar series talking about risk management, trading psychology, sharing or podcasts about my trading journey. I hope you will learn things from me here as well. If I will have any insights about the market, I will also invite some of my trading friends, very good trading, such as one of my trading gods in the Mount Olympus, okay, trading group. I will invite some of professional traders as well to help you with your trading journey. And I hope in this mini webinar series of ours, you learned a lot from me. If you wish to access the recording of this webinar series, it will be on erante.com. Go to the webinars tab. Nandun po sa may webinars tab yon. Go to the past webinars. Okay? At may mga recordings po doon. Just search for the titles. So the title of the first one was strategies that help me in my trading journey. Tapos my next chapter, and this one, which is bringing it all together. Okay. I think there will be, as I can see here, there will be no questions. So that will be it for today. I hope you enjoyed this webinar series, and we'll see you again on the next one. Good night, everybody. Good night. Bye-bye.